wanted to check if you are seeing me. I'm using a new software, my dear battle language buddies. I don't know if you are on the other side of that camera, but I'm trying to make sense of this new software that for streaming and creating lives. I don't know if you can see me. I see 0 viewers. Can you see me? You can see me. Please chat something. Say anything in the chat. Yes, Yadia Charles says hola. Yes, you say hey. Yeah, you're around here. Elizabeth from Scotland. Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. This is a totally random. Let me see if I can move a bit here. Yeah, if you can see the chat better. It's a stream that I'm testing a new software, and I needed you to help me with this. Right, it's a lot of baddies in here. I just wanted to know if I could be able to share this go live to every single. Go live on YouTube, go live on Twitch, and go live on Facebook at the same time. Hello, Julie. No, you haven't missed anything. Danji Reko from Lithuania. Oh my God. Brittany says, asking for Dr. Fauci. I must do Dr. Fauci sometime. I should do him soon. I want to know how which button to press now. Let's see if I can. I connected my stream software, but I don't know how to make it work for Facebook now. Hey, INFJ, the body language guy, are you going to do a video on Erika Jayne? I just published it I think less than 2 hours ago. How do I make? I would like a software that helps me do everything, but let me see if I can. I'm sure if this sounds a bit crazy, and this sounds as a bit random, because I'm trying to test some things here. Okay, I double click here, nothing happens. I'm trying to double click here, and I'm trying to do a lot of things here, and thank you for helping me test this software. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm doing it anyway. I just published the Erika Jayne video less than 2 hours ago, and it was a bit hard to do because the topic was a bit off to me, like trying to make sense of her features. You know, this Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That I don't know what is the part that is real, because they have this sort of plastic face that doesn't move, and it's really. All right, thanks Sayuban. Everybody, don't forget to press the like button. I'd be really grateful for that. Texas, Philadelphia, Florida, US, Ohio. Yeah, not so real at all. I'm trying to go live on Facebook too, but I'm trying. I don't know. It says connect streaming software to go live, and I'll also. Oh my God, this is just a mess. I should have been able. I'm trying to. All right, title required. This is a title required. Okay, test streaming, and please take care. All right. I'm trying to go live now on Facebook. If you don't know, my Facebook page is the same. My own Facebook page is the same. The Battle Language Guy. Because the other software that I was using didn't allow me some things like assigning moderators for the chat, but this doesn't allow me to feature comments, or at least I don't know how to do it. So please, if any of you know of or have used a decent streaming software that helped me do everything at the same time, just let me know, because I would like to stream to YouTube, to Twitch and Facebook, and just don't mind anything else. Just have the videos in the screen, so we can like write over them, we can comment them and everything else. But I would like to have a one-stop solution. All right. What is going on here? Well, it's that I'm testing I'm testing a new software, and I'm going on Twitch, and I'm going to YouTube. I got here Twitch and YouTube comments. I understand that there's something I have to connect here. Let me see if I can cross post to more pages. I can't go live. Let me see. Wait for me a second here. Just keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna keep talking. If you have any questions, all right. Auron Play and his friends use Streamlabs. I'm using Streamlabs now. This is the Streamlabs is the software that I'm trying to use now, but I don't know how to connect my Facebook page to it. I think this is something that I'm not doing correctly, but never mind. I'm gonna keep trying. If you have any questions, again, I answer questions. And yes, this topic about Erika Jayne and Tom Girardi was a bit deep, in the sense that they're trying to make this divorce seem like like she had nothing to do with everything that Tom Girardi did. If you don't know who is Tom Girardi, he's the lawyer that in the 90s he won a huge trial against a company that poisoned a complete city. I don't know. I don't remember the details. And inspired this movie, Erin Brockovich, a movie with Julia Roberts. And he became a very, very successful lawyer, and famous lawyer after that. He married Erika Chahoy, if I remember her maiden name correctly. And then she made this persona of like performer Erika Jayne to perform. Right, she became a singer and everything else. And now 22 or 23 years of marriage after they are getting a divorce. Specifically, it seems that they want to, or she wants nothing to have nothing to do with all these wrongdoings. The wrongdoings of Tom Girardi is that he has all this money of settlements for victims of tons of cases, and he hasn't released this money. He hasn't released this money, and it seems that he has misappropriated that. That's the term embezzlement. When you use money from like a settlement that is not yours, it's of the victims, but used for your own means. Giono today, my advice would be to learn how to use it. He says Streamlabs is the best by far. Yes, I'm using Streamlabs. I had a ton of options. I like the fact that is for starters is cheaper than the option that I was using earlier. Seems to have a lot of options. I know that every Twitch streamer uses it because it has those sounds when people subscribe. that sound, I hear that all the time in Twitch. So I guess that's the standard sound for subscribes and super chats. Thanks. By the way, thank you for. I couldn't see the name. But thank you for your super chat. Can you analyze yourself? Yes, but I think that's a bit narcissist to analyze myself. Someday, let it maybe next year, I will analyze myself in my first live that I was terrified. You have no idea how terrified I was. I'm still a bit terrified sometimes of talking, speaking live. Yeah, that you got someone just subscribed and you got this sound, this Twitch sound that is always sounds like the standard Twitch sound. And ask Barry Handelson. Who is Barry Handelson? This sounds like a video game. Ask Barry Handelson. And speaking of Twitch, I always been a gamer, and I had my my dark years of gaming too. Some of you already know, but I was also thinking of playing a few games, mainly Minecraft, and just talking about psychology and philosophy, and talking about topics and answering your questions. All right, what about Andrew Cuomo? I also had a video. I had 2 videos on Andrew Cuomo on my YouTube. All right, the super chat was Jeanette Marie. That sounds like a French name, Jeanette Marie. Thanks, Jeanette. Thanks you a lot. Yeah, I did Andrew Cuomo. You can go to YouTube. You go to YouTube to my channel, The Body Language Guy. You click on you click on my face and then click on videos, and you'll get straight to my list of videos. It should be the second or third video. I did it not so long ago. You can't hear the sub sounds. I don't know. I have to check a lot of things. I'm still trying to make the whole Facebook page work. I guess that most of you don't care much about Facebook. It happens a lot that people like form this kind of, oh my god, I was almost there. I think I should be here now. Oh yes, if I press this button, this must work on Facebook. And that's another feature that I like about social media. I'm gonna tell you in a minute. This takes about a few seconds. Does the Taliban mean what they say? Well, they already took Afghanistan. I understand that it hit the news today. It is really unsettling that I really don't know. I'm not that aware with the geopolitics and such, so I cannot talk about that much about that. But I promise that I will study a little bit it. My field is human behavior. Maybe if there are videos on them, or how do they behave personally, but there's also, for example, this topic that is sociology, that is more that this the phenomena of how people behave in groups. And I'm still here in my live producing. All right, I got it wrong, sorry. I'm trying to test. Leave here. So many things. I'm always thankful of all the infinite patience that you have for my clumsiness in some software. All right, Streamlabs is telling me, congrats on your first stream. I'm on it and right now. Hey Jesus, Hannah and I think we should analyze you to check your teaching skills. I would love you to analyze my teaching skills. I would like to be a bit more organized. You want organization, want some more focus. That's why my recorded videos are for. I write them from beginning to end. I try to make them engaging. I try to tell a story, and I try to, of course, to have some kind of lesson at the end. Ayeda, hello Ayeda from Toronto. Glad to see you here. This is something I don't know how to do this. I remember, I don't know if YouTube. Can I see, I don't know, the avatars here or something? Is it possible? It should be possible. Fidel, thank you for letting me know Amber Heard was a crappy actress. Yeah, that's sad. It's still sad that everything that has happened with Amber Heard, or everything that has happened to Johnny Depp. It has been really bad for him and his career. All this backlash that he was fired from Fantastic Beasts. I in fact, I think his role. I'm not that fan of the Harry Potter universe, but I think that Johnny Depp in all cases was a bit underused on that role. I think that role could have been bigger. I understand it's gonna be this, how's this actor, the one that does Hannibal, right? This famous actor. I lost his name. Yeah, Mads Mikkelsen. I love Mads Mikkelsen. By the way, I know that he's gonna do a great Grindelwald. By the way, but I understand that Johnny has not been really fired from Pirates of the Caribbean. I understand that he's gonna, I don't know, give the baton to someone else. I don't know if it was a woman. Yeah, Anthony Hopkins was in the original movie of the Silence of the Lambs, and I remember that it was an amazing role. And one of the greatest things, I don't know if I can change this scene here. Let's see if I can close all this. Okay, let me change. Let me try to connect Facebook once again. That's the reason that we're here, and that's the reason I'm asking you for your help, for your very valuable time and patience to be here with me talking a bit. Yes, Charissa, I love Mads Mikkelsen. He's amazing. Yes, Mads Mikkelsen has. I'm gonna put Mads on the screen now. Let's look for a picture of him. See if I can show a picture of him here. Well, I can see a picture, just need a picture of Mads Mikkelsen. Is that so hard? Open image in a new tab. As I told you, let me see if I can do this. I know I have to change this to live scene. And why can't I see? Right, I have to get to window capture and put it at the back. All right, and double click window capture. I'm still learning here, and if I do things right, you will see Mads Mikkelsen now on screen. Yeah, that's Mads. You might be wondering, people ask sometimes what makes Matt so interesting. So what makes his face so interesting? I think it's a combination of features. Especially, it has a very square jaw, a very strong jaw line. That's one of his main features. The other that is that he doesn't smile a lot. He's really is not a smiler, so to speak. Let's look for another. This one is, I think this one is. You tab. The other feature is that he has this very strong cheeks and a very prominent this bone right under his brows is they're very prominent. They're very sharp. So that gives the impression of a dangerous man, of a man that can like survive many blows to the face or hits to the face, and he has a strong cranium. That's a signal he has. And also his nose is really straight. He has thin lips, a bit of a pointed chin, and it's sort of a combination of features that give you the idea that this man is dangerous. It's very uncommon to see actors like Mads in characters, in soft characters. But in fact, I think his last movie is about being someone quite vulnerable. I'm going to switch to full personal cam. I'm going to look for that. Mads. I want to watch that movie. By the way, I want to look for what's the name of that movie. Why I can't reach that? Sometimes I have connection problems. Anyone knows the name of that? Caveman features. Yes, Eve is a bit of a caveman features. It looks like a Viking, someone really dangerous, but at the same time, where can I find his movies? I want to filmography. It's called I think it's this Another Round. This is the movie. It's an international movie. Let me change to this movie. I haven't seen it. It looks really promising. And the plot: teachers Martin, Tommy, Peter, and Nicholas are colleagues and friends at a gymnasium school in Copenhagen. All four struggle with unmotivated students, who would have known, and feel that their lives have become boring and stale. At a dinner celebrating Nicholas' 40th birthday, the group begins to discuss psychiatrist Fen Saskrud, I don't know how to pronounce that, sorry, who has theorized that having a blood alcohol content of 0.05 makes you more creative and relaxed. I think we all have a bit of empiric or experience with that. While the group dismisses the theory, Martin, who is depressed due to troubles in his marriage, is inspired and starts to drink at work. The rest of the group eventually decides to join, considering the ordeal an experiment. Of course, all in the name of science, but sounds really good. They agree to a set of rules. Their BAC, their alcohol in blood, should never be below 0.05, and that they should not drink after 8 p.m. So that's the premise of the movie, and it sounds like a much humane way of a character for Mads. And now we're talking about him. Let me see, read some of your comments. Yeah, he seems very masculine with a quiet strength and meekness. Kate Gould, I have been reaping the benefits of what I learned here. It's giving me the confidence to trust my intuition. Have skills now as well as instinct. Thanks, Kate. That's the idea, to to be more comfortable with your intuition. I wish my intuition helped me configure Facebook as as a way to stream here too. How about showing the body language of the hidden transgender? I don't know who is it. Who is the hidden transgender? Is that? Let me look for it. All right, the hidden trans, is this and trans meaning behind the sleeper? Well, I don't know if I've got the story right here. If you want to, but if you want to suggest any topic, remember that you can. If you're in YouTube, you can comment in the comments of this live or send me an email. You already have my email in many topics. The problem with YouTube, and YouTube is listening to me now. The problem with YouTube is that they usually throttle or like to block certain topics, and there are many topics that YouTube simply doesn't like, and there's it's like 80% of the topics. So I have to tiptoe around them. Topics that would have deemed controversial, and it's not that I am afraid of talking about the topic. Is that those topics are not really my intention. Not I don't want to be controversial or touch controversial topic for the sake of controversy. That is not my goal. You know that my goal is showing you the tips on human behavior and body language, and if I can show you those tips going around all those issues that I could have with YouTube, well, so be it. It happened, for example, with I have a video. One I'm gonna show it here. It will be strange if I look for one of my own videos here. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna show you here. I'm gonna go to YouTube Studio. Once I get there, I'm gonna show you. And I have one video that I liked a lot how it ended up, but it was absolutely throttled. I don't know if you can listen to that. I'm gonna, how do I do this? Yes, I think it's gonna have a little conflict. This is a great way to see if you can tell me if you can listen to the audio in my video. Help me with that. Are you listening? I need your feedback. Yeah, that's all right. Then you're not listening. Okay, that's something that I should write down. Well, I should make sound. That is when you're playing a video in a stream that you want to make sure that the system sound, the sound of what is being played in the computer itself sounds in the stream. So that's the problem now. I understand that you're not listening to it, but anyway, is this video Bill Gates' strange reaction about this vaccine question? And that video was exploding literally. Exploding a few months back, and it like one day to another it just dropped to the ground like zero, like it disappeared. It's still published, it's still in my channel, but there's absolutely no traffic going into it. It was like going up and suddenly just went crashing down. So that's something that I don't like. I would like to talk about topics in a very respectful manner. Or for example, there's one topic that I wanted to talk a bit about today. That was the topic of certain eating disorders, and to talk about that topic, I should mention people, celebrities, and YouTube personalities that maybe are gonna mess up, or maybe are gonna be a bit controversial what I say. So, as I said before, it's not my intention to be controversial. It's absolutely not my intention to upset YouTube, because I couldn't care less, because my goal is another. But I sometimes say, hey, this algorithm should be intelligent enough to understand that what I'm saying is no big deal for their purposes of being politically correct or anything. So that's why I'm looking for other options, other streaming options. You'll see that, for example, my lives, I'm a bit more relaxed with certain topics. I've thought about Patreon. I've got a Patreon. If you check the link in the description, I have a Patreon there. And what I like about Patreon is that once someone pledges to be a supporter, you can connect directly with them by message or email. I have some just a handful of members to my YouTube channel, but I have no way of contacting them directly. It's like I want to organize, for example, a live just for my YouTube members, and I have no way of contacting them and saying, hey, there's gonna be a YouTube live just for you. I could like create a post, but it's at YouTube's discretion to tell my members, the people that are paying to be my members, to let them know that I'm going to make a live stream. In fact, if I create a live stream for them, it's up to YouTube to decide if they should or not receive a notification. Thing that is absolutely crazy. So that I have my certain concerns. Of course, being a member in YouTube is absolutely welcome if you want to become a member and support my channel through YouTube. But the first thing you should know is just send me an email. Send me an email so I can reach out to you if we organize. I'd like to organize secret, so to speak, or private Zoom calls. I organized one last week. It was really good. And that's the problem. That is my complaint that I would have with this system, and it's something that you think you have to walk in a certain way or treat certain topics in a certain way, because we are living in a period of time that people get offended for the most absurd things. People's skin is getting like lighter and lighter and lighter, and it's crazy how you feel that you cannot say something up front by fear that people are gonna misinterpret that. That's why sometimes I try to make myself very clear when I talk in my videos. But anyway, people get offended. People. Most of the time when I watch the comments, when I read the comments and I see comments that people are complaining or attacking me or anything, it's obvious that they did not watch the video itself. They're attacking without watching the video. It happens a lot with Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle is a topic that I do a video on her, and I read the comments, I read the negative comments, and I instantly get that they did not watch the video, not even have the video. So I think in that situations I don't even respond. Sometimes when I see constructive criticism, well, I take my time to respond. Sometimes I understand that they did not really get one topic that I was very explicit on, and I try to, in those cases, I try to make myself clear in the comments, and they apologize that I didn't understand. I understand too. That's understandable. But attacking for the sole reason that you're talking about a specific person, that's absurd. Because I think we all have flaws, and there should be no problem about that. When talking, if you're being respectful, if you say things being respectful, then there should be no problem with your statements. And if you're being respectful, if you're being unbiased, but sadly, we're living in an era that everyone gets offended. Not everyone, but some people get offended, and there are sometimes hordes, organized hordes, to cancel people for the slightest reason. It's like someone told me a few months ago. That was the comment. It was something like, they told me like words like this, like, another white man talking about black women. And I was baffled because the video was you know my videos, you watch my videos, you know how are my the tone of my videos. And I just had to answer in my own special way, and said, I'm not white, I'm Latino. So just play the same card. You want to play that card? Well, here's my card, señorita. Here's my card. I'm Latino. So I'm not white. Well, and that's what that they're triggered by things like that. And I sometimes have fun with that. But I think the best approach to that, and it's like when they ask me what to do about narcissists, the best approach is just ignore them. That's energy you don't want. That's you don't want your mojo stained with that energy. You don't need that at all. Charissa, I am Latina as well. Yes. High fives. You're the nicest person I've seen online like ever. All right. That's quite a compliment. Thanks, Elizabeth. Thanks a lot. I've always loved the expression. You can literally lay down and let someone walk all over you, and they'll still complain that your back is too bumpy. That's thanks, Mary. Yeah, that's absolutely true. And in some way, that's why I how to say it. That's why I like the topic of show business. It's maybe their fans are gonna get offended by something, but it's not gonna be that bad. It depends, of course, on the person itself, or the celebrity itself that you're analyzing. But either way, even Meghan Markle fans must know, and they're aware that when I just saw that Kate Gold become a patron. Thanks, Kate. Welcome. I'm gonna message you in a minute. That even Meghan Markle fans know that when I did my Meghan and Kate video, I praised Meghan's abilities, because she has the skill sets we should copy, and that's something that people sometimes do not understand. For example, there's a topic I'm gonna talk about, a very delicate topic that has been asked again and again and again, and is analyzing Dr. Fauci. I'm in no way in his side. I am not have ever supported or condoned what he has said at any time. And I don't really trust him, all right? But at the same time, and this is a bit sometimes that is it's going to be difficult to, maybe it's difficult to understand. I like to frame or like think about his status as his job, not only in these recent years, but in the years since, I don't know, the first administrations. He has worked with 7 U.S. presidents so far, and his work has not been. I don't think his work has been easy. That is predicting this viral outbreaks. I'm not defending him. What I'm saying, and this is especially important to understand, is that it's not an easy job. You take Dr. Fauci out of the equation. You take the man, the name out of the equation, and take the pandemic out of the equation, and leave only the variable of the lead virologist of the United States for 5 presidential terms. And you'll know that it's no easy task. There's so many things, by the way, there's so many things that could have gone wrong, and he might be responsible of that. For starters, I strongly believe that this gain of function that is creating a virus, a super virus in a lab to study it, so you can be better prepared for pandemics, is the worst idea in all the story of mankind. Like literally the worst idea ever. You cannot contain a virus. That is impossible. You could have your fancy level 4 biolabs or whatever they're called. I know that it's level 4 something, but they're gonna escape, and they've already escaped in other times. And I understand in 2015, I think a Japanese and Canadian or French scientists created the first, I think it was the avian flu, to break the barrier to mammals. For God's sake, do not do that. Who thought that was a good idea? I don't really understand that. They're playing not with fire. This is beyond fire. This is beyond the atomic bomb. This is something that can make a real mess of humanity. Well, it is a real mess right now. I don't know how you dealing with the pandemic. You listen to it, YouTube. I'm talking about the pandemic. I'm talking about COVID-19. What are you going to do about it? I think that's why we need other channels. And thank you for, if you are interested in Twitch, you know Twitch is a platform that many people use for gaming. You can join me there too. And like trying to think about which other platform could I be doing other live streams. But I like YouTube because I have to tell this. YouTube has been a savior for me in many things. So I owe YouTube a lot of things. I shouldn't be talking. I should be talking about the weak spots, about what I don't like, but at the same time, there's this huge, a lot of points, positive points about YouTube that I have to recognize. And we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for YouTube. So this is another thing that is sometimes hard to understand. To every story, there will be angles when one person speaks pros and another person speaks cons, and they will both, in their perspective, would be right. This is sometimes hard to understand, and maybe you like Dr. Fauci, maybe you don't like Dr. Fauci. In any way, in any of those ways, you are right. because it's your absolute decision to decide one or another. What goes wrong? Things go wrong when you decide what to believe in, and I decide what to believe in, and I try to change you by force, or you trying to change me by force. That is something that is I could say that's objectively wrong. And this is when we start to tiptoe in the area of persuasion. And that is a topic that most of the time is misinterpreted, that the persuasion could be like um, uh, bad, or could be wrong. And how does persuasion work? Well, I use persuasion. I could just list what you should learn about body language in a video and call it a day. My videos are persuasion in the sense that I make them engaging for you to laugh, to learn, to find out a bit about show business. It's always something to relax, because politics all day, or the news all day, or I don't know, crimes all day. That makes your soul so sour. So I try to make all that content engaging in a way to persuade you not to change your mind. No, no, I don't persuade you to change your mind. I persuade you to put to good use the tips that I give you. That's all that I do. Because when you put them, when you use them, I know they are gonna work. I know it. I'm absolutely sure about that. And when you find out that they work, then you're gonna say, "Hey, this works. I think I should be doing it, repeating what works. If it doesn't work, it it could work, could happen. All right. I guarantee that they're gonna work. Maybe they don't work for you. It's absolutely possible, and you can tell me, hey, Jesus, this really did not work. Well, we'll find another way, or maybe you give me some feedback so we can better tailor your that tip to your experience. Many people have done that. Many people know my email. My emails are absolutely open, right? I don't answer in 24 hours, and sometimes answer in 1 week, but I always answer. And if you want my email, you just have to download my 100 body language tips in the description, and that's it. You get my email. You can email whatever you want. And let's see. Oh, again, this one is going late to the party. Erica from Real Housewife of Beverly Hills. I already uploaded a video less than 2 hours ago on Erica from Real Housewives, and talk about her, and Tom Girardi too. So you can check it now on YouTube. Oh, Kate Gold. Kate Gold tell me something very, very important. I think you mean thinner skin, not lighter. Sorry. Yes, I meant thinner skin. You know, that's the kind of things that get you cancelled. He said lighter skin. No, I meant thinner skin. Sorry, but Spanish sometimes gets in the way, and my brain just picks the first word, and hey, that word, there it goes, and oh my God, I'm happy to be here among friends, because I'm gonna get my ass drilled. Yeah, Dr. Fauci wrote a paper in 2008 that said masks were bad for you. And another, let's say, phenomenon of human behavior regarding Dr. Fauci is that he was seen at a moment as like an opposing force to Donald Trump, and then the people that really despise Donald Trump saw Dr. Fauci as an ally, something like an equation. It's natural. You really despise this person, Donald Trump, and you see that someone is like fighting them from the inside. That sounds epic. That sounds romantic. That sounds like Hollywood material. So you side with Dr. Fauci just for he being opposing the person that you despise. And you know that this happens in every scenario, and this is really a problem. This is something that we have this bias, this very quick bias to judge people just for how they ally or oppose certain like factions, so to speak, and this is very dangerous. It happens. I'm originally from Venezuela, and it happens like phenomenon with Chavistas. Is that you look at Chavistas, someone that was supports Hugo Chavez, and of course there's a phenomenon that you despise all that because that's what destroyed our country. And then if a Chavista says, even if a Chavista says something that makes sense and something that is, hey, it's common sense and it's a legit tip or suggestion and something that's really good, just for the sake that it's a Chavista, you're gonna just not pay attention to that, and that's really dangerous. That's something that creates wars. That's something that it's because we are not trained. We don't practice critical thinking to make a full stop and say what this person said, whoever they are. No, it doesn't matter if it's a Chavista or Dr. Fauci or Rand Paul or Donald Trump or I don't know, Beyonce or Britney Spears or Meghan Markle. Doesn't matter who they are. Just try to stop and think about what they said and try to think if that makes sense. If that makes sense to you. But sometimes the people that you let's figure out could say things that make sense to you, and it's not like you are going to, hey, I'm your fan now, I admire you now. No, it's not like that. It's like just push you or nudge you in a little way in the right direction. All right, you have to pay attention to everyone. Sometimes even they're gonna push you in the opposite direction, like negatively. It's like you listen to them, you listen to what they say, and you decide that what they say makes sense, but then you have a better idea to go in another direction that is not necessarily opposing them. This needs an example. I'm gonna write it down. Let me. Opposing views. I should make a video on that. And this is very useful. For example, let's see. All right. Listening tips were brilliant. Thank you. For example, here I don't really see. All right, I see that people are. Yes, Elizabeth is asking, how about persuasion when it comes to sales? Yes, I have to make that video too. Persuasion in sales. There's so many topics. The opposing views is something really important. Strega di Salem. Strega is witch, right, in Italian. I know because Niccolo Paganini has a very famous violin concerto, Le Streghe, that is fascinating. I used to listen a lot to Paganini. I should listen to him more. The nickname was Streghe de Salem. The Salem, which Jesus, you're a beautiful soul. Here's my car, señorita. Yes, here's my car, señorita. Yes, I always try to have a neutral neutral accent. So people from all over the world. I have, by the way, I have quite a few uh, subscribers, fans from Germany, and hello, my dear, my beautiful subscribers from Germany. Understand that most of them understand English, but I understand too that they will need me to like speak slower, try to um, pronounce every word correctly, so it will be easier for them to understand. And every country that English is not their first language or the mother tongue, so it will be easier for them if I take my time. I sometimes talk too fast. If this was in Spanish, I will be talking like I don't know 200 miles per hour. I that's my sin. That's my public speaking sin. That is speaking too fast. And speaking in English, it's an advantage, in fact, because it forces me to speak slower, to be mindful of my words, to be mindful of the way I pronounce them. Unfortunately, Dr. Fauci has strong links with private industry, which is incompatible with his status as a public servant who has sworn his Hippocratic oath. Yes, that Tom Butler. How do I feature your? It should be as easy as just dragging a comment. How do I used to would like to feature a comment in the main in the main page. I'm gonna try to here to at least make your chats bigger, so you can read them. Do a meetup with your followers. Yes, but where? Where should we do a meetup? I think I was thinking that as soon as all the travel thing opens up, I'm thinking that maybe my first stop could be London. I haven't decided it yet, but I should touch up with in London. Got quite a few friends there, and quite a few baddies there. So I should. The fact that you do all you do and inspire everyone in a language that is not even native to you is just truly incredible. Well, thank you, Mary. I don't see it as an just an incredible. In fact, my Spanish fans are a bit like some are angry with me because I can have Spanish subtitles in the recorded videos, but I cannot have Spanish subtitles in my lives, or at least not yet. So that is a problem. That is uh, I love your accent and every word. It's understandable, but I would like to hear you say your name slower. LOL. Thanks, Christy. Jesus Enrique Rosas. It's odd because for you have to. I'm gonna tell you that story sometime. That for many years, a lot of years, I hated with all my mind, with all my soul, all my spirit. I hated my name. Yes, all of it, every letter, every single letter. I could have every single letter like a conga line, and tell every letter of my name to their faces. I hate you with all my might. Yes, I went through that for a lot of years. That's hard. Hating your name, and that I will give you one live just to explain how important is your name for you. I understand where does your name come from, the meaning of your name, and what does your name mean for you as a person. And it's baffling how something that you didn't have any saying in, that is someone else picked for you, is so important for you. I love my name now because I came to like to grips with it. I understood where it came from. I understood what does it mean, uh, especially when part of the phonetics. You know that I'm very picky with some details about everything, and the phonetics of a name are very important to me. And Ayeda, I love name stories. I have one that you will love. I would love to to hear that story. And for example, and one thing about my name is that it's important when you are gonna pick a name, is that the part of the how musical is it? How if it's if it's musical when you pronounce it. Uh, the problem that I had is that I didn't use my like the full name that I use now. The problem that I have is I said, "What is your name?" And when they asked what is my name, and I said, "Jesus Rosas." And the big problem that I had with Jesus Rosas is a very silly one, but it's that Jesus ends in a consonant and Rosas ends starts with a consonant too, and the two friggin' consonants, one needs the tongue to be at the back of the mouth, and the other needs to be at the front of the mouth. All right. So say my name in a good way, in a proper way, will need a really dexterous tongue and mouth on my side, because it doesn't have that connection between them. You see that the Enrique is really useful because it starts and ends with a vowel, so you can connect everything, like if you are connecting magnets, or like positive, negative, consonant with vowel. It's something that is it's very much easier to pronounce, and at the same time I had this problem in my tongue that I could not roll the Spanish R. I could not roll my R's. My tongue had this problem of that breaking mechanism underneath. I couldn't roll. I couldn't pronounce my own last name properly. So had the problem of connecting name with last name. I couldn't roll the R of my last name at the same time, and it was really embarrassing. It was really embarrassing. Imagine that you're embarrassed every time they ask for your name. So it was really really, it was very interesting years. All right. Uh, stories of name stories. We have to talk about that sometime. So we're talking about, and my intention here was trying to make my live work with Facebook. I know it works. I know it works with YouTube, but sadly, I don't know how to feature comments. How to feature comments? I have to write it down. I know that most streamers use this. Miss Kipling, you are 100 correct about the name. Even my parents shortened mine. It took 40 odd years to make people use my proper name. My parents still don't. Yeah, that's odd that your parents like assign you a name and then pronounce it in not the original way. What were they thinking? But of course, not. I understand that not every person, not every parent thinks about that. What is the sound of the name? If it connects right with the last name, or what are possible nicknames? I don't know. All the options. That's something that I I think over and over again, hey, Veronica is here. Hello, Veronica. You found a creative solution to say your name and made it fun. Yes, I made it fun. I never thought that people were going to be so amused by me pronouncing my name, but well, here we are. Ayeda Ayed. My first and last names are almost identical, feminine and masculine, and was made fun of as a kid. Yes, well, here we are too. This is that's like the story, the names. One of the creepiest story about names is one from Vincent Van Gogh. Vincent Van Gogh had he originally had an older brother called Vincent, of course, Vincent Van Gogh. But I understand that older brother died really young. I understand he died before Vincent the painter was born. So his mother put the name again in him, the name of his dead brother. He got it again. And what is creepier about that is that every day that when Vincent went walking to school, he went past the cemetery, or he saw the the tombstone of Vincent Van Gogh every day that he went to school. His own brother he went past the tombstone. I don't know if it's apocryphal, but it must be true. It's so outrageous. It must be true, and it's creepy. It's really creepy. It's like you go, like I go to school every day and see here lies Jesus Rosas every day, and that was my older brother, and I'm here have the same name. That's a bit creepy. There's a lot of stories here about names. Well, your name is really important. You should do all the research you can on your name. Where does it come from? What are its meanings? Who has used it over the years or in history? Um, your last name, where did it come from? If there is a coat of arms about it, what does the coat of arms of your last name mean? If there's any way you can combine it in a new way. And I also use the Enrique because I originally used Jesus Rosas on social media, but in Mexico there was like, I don't know, like 100,000 Jesus Rosas there, and I was mixing with all. There's a lot of Jesus Enrique Rosas in Mexico, in fact. So I had to like do this, and so I could differentiate me better from all the other Jesus Rosas. And in fact, the term the body language guy, it was like a way of saying people are gonna have a hard time remembering my name. And I thought about them saying, hey, I saw this really cool video on YouTube about Meghan Markle's body language. And whose channel is it? What's the name? I don't know. It's the body language guy. They're gonna say it's the body language guy. And then I said, well, it's logical. The channel be called it's the body language guy. And that's it. That's what my channel is, the body language guy. Something that is this funny and generic. But I pronounce my name just in case you don't forget and you find me in the other uh, social media channels. And the other thing that I show in my face is to prevent uh, uh, plagiarism. Because when I used just to write or tweet or create illustrations or graphics, they were copied everywhere. They were plagiarized everywhere. They were stolen all the ways that you can imagine. Now, if they steal my videos, they will be stealing me talking and people will still be listening to me, even if they steal my content. So that's another solution that I had to do to prevent, not to prevent, people are still gonna be stealing all the time, but to prevent people be exposed to my content without knowing that it's mine. All right, that's why I did it. I'm gonna try again, yet again, because I'm a very stubborn persona. I have a very stubborn personality. I'm gonna try to stream to Facebook again. If by any chance you still use Facebook, I know Facebook sounds so boomer like, but yeah, a lot of people use Facebook. I still use Facebook. I really don't use it. I have no friends there. I'm like a loner. I only use it for managing my channels and such. But if you have Facebook, you can find my page there. I'm trying to reactivate there, but at the same time, I was trying to take a break from certain social media channels, specifically Twitter. I think Twitter is the most toxic, but Reddit, I think, is a close second, tied with Instagram. That's my point of view. I'm gonna switch here and say I want to go live. Right when I go live. Hey guys, what does boomer mean? Well, those are the ones. Let me see. I don't know which years. The ones born between 1946 and 1964. Then there is Generation X. Generation X are from the late 1970s to early 1980s. I'm sorry, millennials, but Generation X sounds much more cooler than your age name. Generation X sounds like, I don't know, some superheroes. But I could be a superhero, but this superhero cannot find out how to stream to Facebook, and I'm really frustrated by that, because I know, say, connect streaming software to go live, it's connected, it's going, and now what do I do? All right, should be doing stream setup. So if I was born in the 80s, would I be Generation X? I think it's up the middle of the 80s. I think there's not a specific time frame for that. But I think the 80s is exactly the divider between Generation X and millennials. Boomer ends around 1983. Oh my God, that means I'm a boomer. That is so messed. That is so messed up. I just liked your Facebook page. Thanks, Madison. Thanks a lot. Generation X rules. Yes, I get that. We rule. Well, I think I'm a Generation X. We should have a coat of arms for Generation X. Alright, setting stream. I don't know, I set everything correctly. Go live now. Save settings. Debug language guy. Title required. Test. Say something about this live video. Please start. You're gonna say that, please start. Just please. Alright. And I don't know why it doesn't work. It won't work. Live stream in top. I think I'll be testing some other time, because I'm trying to do it again. Because this Streamlabs helps you stream to your personal Facebook, but I'm not interested in streaming to a personal Facebook, because I don't have any friends there. I want my Facebook page, but it is not working. That's why I was thinking about Restream too, because it has an option of streaming to a Facebook page. It's possible to go to a Facebook page is if I use a custom stream key, what I configure, but it's still, you cannot change these settings when you're live. Oh yes, thanks for letting me know. See, but everything is going right. The stream key. The stream key is the right one. This doesn't make any sense. I'm doing everything correct. I'm doing everything by the book, and it's not letting me. I was born in 1956. I'm in the tail end of the boomers. Chantilly leaves. The tail end. What is before the boomers? That's a good question. Emily, are you on Instagram? Emily is asking me if I'm on Instagram. Yes, I am the body language guy on Instagram. It's easy to find me. It's the same handle, the body language guy on Instagram. You can follow me there. At the moment, I'm taking a break from Instagram. I'm coming back maybe in, I don't know, maybe in a couple weeks, but you can follow me there now. Okay, it's the Hannah Crone. On StreamYards, you can stream separately to groups, personal, Facebook, and page. Yeah, I've heard about StreamYards, like a dock, right? The logo. It's like a dock with headphones. I would like to. Thanks, Emily. I will follow you on Instagram, and I would like to feature Emily's comment about following me on Instagram, but I still don't know how to do it. I feel I'm clicking Emily's comment furiously, like if I was playing Mario Party, but no way, it doesn't happen. Not right click, not left click, nothing. How do I do that? Have to find out. There must be a way. Let's find out here. I look you up on IG. Angie, I will waiting for you. Yeah, the 1920s to the mid 1930s was the lost generation. Thanks, Barbara. Yeah, that generation was we always talk like the Second World War was I don't know, it has been one of the most depicted in cinema, in movies, in series, but the impact, the world impact of the first World War, that at that time was called the Great War, it cannot be overstated. It was something that literally changed the course of humanity, the First World War. So it's important to study why does that kind of things happen. Yeah, I would like to do this, but no way. Feature comments. For example, I look at a comment that I like, and I just want to feature it so everyone can see it on the screen. Oh yeah, here you got the girl from, it's a channel, live streaming pros on YouTube. She's doing it on StreamYard. Maybe I'll test StreamYard later, but I like to do it because I'm liking the structure and the features here, but it's yes, Tom Butler is right. World War One was the lost generation, left only women and widows. Yeah, that was really messed up. Just try turning off the chat streaming first. Alright. How do I turn off the chat streaming? How do I turn that off? Oh my god. Oh, look at this. I can see the chat by platform. I can see the Twitch comments. Let's see. How do I? This is so funny. No, still doesn't let me. Let me see if I can scroll here. No. Drag and drop. No, doesn't let me. Add friend. Block report. No, I don't want to block report anyone yet. I see that restream. I was looking at Tonya TKO stream earlier, and I like the way that her comments pop up at the bottom of the screen all the time. Hello, Elizabeth. Elizabeth Charles. Yeah, this is the problem. I learned how to do that in the other. I was using Ecamm software up until yesterday, but an Ecamm software did not let me select people to moderate, to add them as moderator. For example, I can go in my browser to YouTube. I can find my own and just chatting live stream, and I can see my own live stream, and I should be able to look at you. Hey, Tonya is here. Hello, Tonya. Yes, Tonya's great. Tonya it's an expert in streaming. I should Tonya, I'm gonna be writing to you. I'm gonna send you an email. I know that you use Restream, and I love the way that you have everything set up, like the scrolling banners, the comments, everything. But I saw that most streamers use Streamlabs, so maybe I'll be switching to. I'll be testing Restream to. Tonya, do you use Restream directly without any other software? Use the Restream Studio. This comment, I would like to for example, this comment from TL. I feel so sorry for the youth going through this pandemic. I hope we have enough resources to help them out of this. Such fear nowadays. I finally saw some kids playing outside. Yes, we need that. We need to somehow overcome the fear, but that programming is really bad. It's something that is a fear that is constantly looking over your shoulder and is constantly afraid of something. Yeah, for example, I'm seeing here the comments on my multi-stream on Streamlabs, and I don't see the tiny avatars. I need to see the tiny avatars. I like to see the faces. I like to see it's easier, it's quicker to spot the faces of those that are interacting with me. So far, I don't know if I can configure that in the settings here. Let me go for the settings. In chatting, maybe I can, in chat box, base copy, select, transform, hide, undo. No, there are no settings here. Let me see. All right, here's settings for chat box. Okay, I want to see. I'm going to enable everything. Clean box. Okay, box looks really good. Visual settings. Twitch Prime badges. Chatter. Font settings, visual settings. I want to be able to drag them. Let's see, like this. Okay, now it's boxed. All right, maybe it's a widget that I had to add. Let's check the widgets. All right, the widgets are a lot that I don't understand, but let's test a bit. Stream boss, instant replay, emote wall, Streamlabs, media share, spin wheel. Oh my gosh, I don't want to. This is not OnlyFans. I'm not gonna add a spin wheel here. Follower goal, tip ticker, event list, viewer count, credits, sponsor banners, subscription goal. The chat box is already there. Media share. It's absolutely baffled with all this. We were talking earlier, so that I'm trying to find a better streaming software, and I will be making really silly tests like this, absolutely chatting about anything that comes to mind. So I'm really grateful for your patience to be here, just talking. The elusive Volter. What is a spin wheel? Is that you like this programs? I don't know how to say that in English. Contest like you have a spinning wheel. You spin the wheel, and whatever the wheel says, that's something I have to do. And so the wheel has things that I should be doing, but that's something that I immediately relate to. I don't know, those kind of streamings, like webcam girls and such. Twitter is just so toxic. They attack me over the JDKs and this narcissistic herd mentality. Yes, yeah. Twitter is really hard. Twitter was my favorite social media, like up to 2 years back. There's no doubt. It was king there, but it begins to eat at your soul, little by little. Window display capture closed source. I want to know, but it seems that there is no way. Viewer count. donation goal. If you want to support my channel, there are all kind of links in the description, especially my Patreon. I want to wake up my Patreon. I opened my Patreon back in March, but I did not have the traction, and I must confess I did not have the patience back then. But it would be great if you can support me. I'm thinking of dedicating myself full time to just making videos on the day, publishing them like my 7 p.m. and then creating lives every night, every evening, a couple hours, talking about any topic. Today, as I say, I was not gonna make a live because I was not feeling that well, but I wanted to test this new software to see to check if it really could suit my needs. As I was saying, I was looking at Tonya live stream. I really like the way that she organized everything. Yeah, Veronica. At least we learned what software does not work. Yes, I see the YouTube chat. And I can see the avatars. How do I see the avatars here in Streamlabs? The avatars for me are really important, absolutely critical. I want to see faces. We are drawn to faces. I study faces. I need faces. Selma Rubio asks the biggest question of our time: what are bodies? Bodies are a fascinating, marvelous byproduct of my lousy English pronunciation of bodies. I try to say bodies and people understand bodies, and this doesn't even make sense, but you know what I mean, right? Emily, where are you from, Jesus? Or Jesus, if you prefer. Venezuela. I'm originally from Venezuela. Kika has the right answer. We are bodies and we are baddies too. LOL, winking emoji, and a little heart. Tonya was just promoting her consulting for social media by popping into your live stream. Yes, I saw that, but I don't. Yes, no, she's still here. She loves my energy. No, I love your energy too. Yes, I really, I just need more experience and a more friendly software. And I'm sometimes, I'm always looking for that thing that apparently I don't have. Like I have a software and the software does so many things, and I instantly think of something that the software doesn't do, and I get frustrated about that. And sometimes I program that myself. But it's like when you go inside a store and the store has so many products of any line, and you ask exactly for the thing that they do not have. I know that you know that feeling. You know that feeling. I know it. All right. So yeah, the 80s. We all love the 80s. I guess what is my wallpaper now on my wallpaper on my iPhone. It's in a cassette tape. Yes, I will contact you, Tonya. I just want to ask you a couple questions. But I most probably I will test Restream myself. A library where you are. My library has tech people who can help you finding the best thing for patrons. Well, maybe I'll try to that. Try that too. No, no, nobody's shaming my accent. If there's one who will shame my accent, who was going to talk about my accent, it's myself. I always going to talk about that. I think it's important to have that quirkiness, like a quirk. I remember my first two videos. My first video in English was this video about this couple that I forgot the last name. This couple that they adopted a little child from China and then returned him 2 years later. I forgot the last names. It was a really interesting case. It was a bit sad too, and that was my first video in English, and I was really nervous and was trying to nail the perfect American accent, and that's just impossible. We have to honor and be glad of our quirks and the things that make us special. The most important thing is try to realize that sometimes in the long run those quirks will help more, will help you a lot. I don't know how to put that. All right. What do you suggest a person do if they want to practice their Spanish with a native speaker? That is interesting. I think I don't know. You should try to contact people from a country would you like the accent. I think that's the most important thing. I learned English back in the 90s. I learned English between 1990 and 1992. I did an amazing English course. It was intensive, 2 years every day, 2 hours every day for 2 years. It was brutal, but I learned a lot there. And I learned American English, neutral, because we know that America has a lot of accents. I really don't know much about English accents inside the countries, but I will have loved to be able to choose the accent that I learn. And the only way to doing it is to try to speak to people, trying to speak with people who are from the area that have the accent that you want. So if you want a British accent in the case of English, then you should talk with British people. And the question arises because it's supposed that you should practice with a person that is practicing the same language that you want to learn. For example, if you are from London and you want to learn Spanish, and you want to learn Spanish from Spain, it's a very particular Spanish, then you should talk to Spanish people. Or you should practice with another Londoner who wants to learn Spanish too. So you both have this like interaction and correct yourself and go bit by bit. I don't know if this could work. I guess that it could work. That you find a Spanish person that wants to learn British English. So you practice with them Spanish, and they, in a session and another session, they practice with you their English. The problem that I see there is that it's a bit more difficult to have a fluent conversation. Well, in fact, it's not a problem. I'm wrong. I'm plain wrong in there. But it would be the best scenario to find someone from the country that you want to learn the language from at more or less the same level of difficulty that you are. That's the hardest part. And so you can practice together like half an hour. I always suggest that you should practice. If you are doing something, you want to learn something, you should practice at least half an hour. You want to develop your writing, half an hour a day. If you want to develop a second language, half an hour a day. If you want to practice a musical instrument, half an hour a day. Half an hour. I know that sometimes with everything that you have to do in your day, you have to sleep your 7-8 hours. That is the most important thing. You have to try to exercise 20-30 minutes daily. That is really, really, really important. And you should be training your brain too, and just trying to learn something new in an orderly and frequent manner. It will be great workout for your brain too. So I think apps like Duolingo help in a way, but I think there's nothing like throwing yourself and what you want to say and how you want to say it. It happened to me a lot when I was learning to programming. I find most programming courses really boring because they go too slow. I have like a basis in how the programming mind works, and I just say I want to program something. I'm gonna go find a tutorial on that, and if the tutorial at a certain point doesn't make sense, then I try to make sense in another tutorial. I cross tutorials. I learn what to do. I learn how to do what I want to do, and I learned something. And I learned something about programming. I learned something, and in the process, I've made something. So that's the same that happens when you're trying to learn a language. Duolingo is boring, extremely boring. They want to make it playful, but it's too boring at times. You want to jump into something. You want to start speaking to people. At the same time, you might get nervous because you don't know all the angles. My suggestion is don't be afraid to sound silly. For example, if you are English speaking and you're learning German, you know that there are this 4 inflections. I don't remember the name now. Or declensions. How's the name? Yeah, the German declensions, right? Yeah, is that? Is it the 4 declensions? I don't know. I know that there are 4 variations that are like hell for people that are learning German from English, and I always suggest that don't be too concerned of getting your declensions right, or getting the genders right, or getting the numbers right, or getting the tense of the verbs right. If you try to learn French, for example, trying to get your verb tenses right from the start, you're gonna get crazy, because that's insane. The verbs, like the conjugation of verbs in French is, I think, the hardest part. The declinations, German declinations. Yes, I don't remember that. That's the hard part of German. In Spanish sometimes doesn't make sense. If you're English speaking and you're learning Spanish, my hat is officially off for you, because Spanish most of the time doesn't make any sense in the conjugations, and in much less if you're trying to learn Spanish from one country and some words or expression have absolutely totally different meaning in another country, speaking Spanish country, and it could get really awkward at times. You to have a Spanish. Told me, why don't you make a live in Spanish too? We can make it as Spanish. For my Venezuelan friends here, you know that we have something that really odd, and it's Venezuelan Spanish. That when you say in Venezuela and you say ahora, it's literally now. When someone asks you something, and when it's gonna happen, such and such, and a Venezuelan says ahora, they are really meaning later. The word ahora, that is literally now, ahora, now, in Venezuela it means later, all right? Or in a few minutes, not now, in a few minutes, all right? But if you, in Venezuela, you want to really say now, this very moment, then you have to like twist it a bit and say ahorita. Right? That's the name. Ahorita is the Venezuelan word for right now. Okay, that sounds a bit odd. That's something that is really confusing. It's only in Venezuela. In other, maybe in Colombia a bit, but sometimes it's just a mess. Sometimes we don't know what we are doing. We don't have had any idea what we are doing. We mess up a lot. So don't be afraid of getting things wrong. It doesn't really matter. You just have to have fun with the language. I'm trying to learn quite a few languages. I'm trying to learn Russian. Tonya is right. Spanish is easier to pronounce than English. English pronunciation is hell on earth. I don't get how every word has a particular pronunciation, and some words just are pronounced, I don't know, one way in the US, another way in the UK, another way in Australia, and it's sometimes so messed up, but that's what makes the language beautiful. At the same time, you have to have some, you gotta have something like that special flavor, that spicy flavor that has. I think that's part of English that is special. One of the oddest languages that, in fact, I think it's one of the easiest to learn. One of the easiest spoken languages to learn is Japanese. You could learn Japanese in really a short time. It's the pronunciation is really easy. The conjugation of the verbs, the verb tense is really easy too. The problem with Japanese is the kanji, the characters. There are like thousands of them. There are 3 different alphabets: hiragana, katakana, and kanji, and you have to learn most of them. And sometimes what you're saying is different depending to what kanji are you referring, because different kanji or different characters have the same pronunciation, and I haven't seen them. If you have experience with Japan, maybe you know it's better than me. But I know that sometimes even Japanese, to clarify as they are speaking, they do a gesture in mid-air, implying the general form of the kanji that they're talking about. And yes, learning kanji is so tough, Kalinda. I agree. I have an anecdote. Kanji is that difficult that I was once at a demonstration of Shodo, the art of calligraphy, the Japanese art of calligraphy, and the master was Venezuelan. Was one Venezuelan master of Shodo. Shodo is the calligraphy, right? Right. I want to. Yes, Shodo, and it was at the end of the demonstration, and people were asking him to make this. Hey, this character, another character, and they just said the word, and he wrote the character and handed it to them. And at some point, one person asks, can you write the character for tiger, and the master said, I cannot remember. I have this. I suddenly forgot one of the parts of the kanji, and he asks the cultural aggregate, the the representative of the Japanese embassy that was there. There was a Japanese woman born in Japan, a Japanese woman. Ah, all right. She said, "Oh, the kanji for tiger." She had to grab a paper and write it a couple times. Oh yes, it's like this, and show it to him. A Japanese woman had to like try to make sense of remember how was the kanji for tiger like written to show it to him. I said, "Oh my God! So what is the expectation for us?" So uh, yes, one kanji, Kalinda, one kanji, for example, can be read as Yama or sand. The one for mountain. Basic Spanish is taught in most schools in the UK. Yes, Spanish could be very, very, very beautiful. Is what I find in Spanish is when I'm writing, it's fascinating because when I'm writing in English or I'm writing in Spanish, it's like it's two different people. I could write the same thing in English and Spanish and trying to fix that and trying to find my voice in both languages and writing the same thing. And the voice of Jesus in English is different than the voice of Jesus in Spanish. It's like I'm saying the same thing and I write things the way that I feel it's right in English and the way I feel it's right in Spanish. And when I look at the two writings, two different people, very much alike because I'm saying this, I'm saying the same. But there are two different voices, and it's fascinating. That is linguistics. I always wanted to study linguistics. Maybe sometimes I'll start formal studies on that. But it's fascinating how cultures. I believe that you cannot learn a language unless you learn about the culture. You get inside the culture. You get to know the culture. You get to know the country. That's why it's so important that you understand that the language that you're learning belongs to certain culture, and you have to make a decision. You have to make a decision of which country is the one that you want to learn. I guess it's not the same learning German in Germany or in Switzerland. Switzerland speaks German, or in Austria. In Austria, they speak German, right? It's not the same. There are changes in culture and the way they use the language. And what is most fascinating about the language is the study and how language shapes your view of the world. I know there's a study, very very interesting study. You have to look back on it, and the way how German or in Germany, they have certain attitude for action or working or doing something different than English, just because the difference between the language. The language has a way of shaping the culture of the people that speak that language. I noticed that when I got to a level in English that I wrote and I saw that there are two Jesus, the Jesus in Spanish and the Jesus in English. It's like a absolutely totally different framework of the mind. It's fascinating. I really cannot explain. That is very very fascinating. Let me see. Let me try me again. Well, today I was trying with Streamlabs OBS. I'm gonna try it with StreamYards. I'm gonna try Stream restream to, because I really need those small faces. I really needed those small faces, those avatars. I'm gonna try to I don't see the avatars here. Chatter, hide, common source, custom frame, no. Visual settings, boxed, Twitch, old school. Well, the old school is very cool, but I don't see the faces. Turbo badges, subscriber badges. Maybe this. Franker faces. Maybe this. No. Still no. I need the avatars. There's no avatars here. Stacy says, please notice me. I'm a big fan. I'm noticing, Stacy. I'm looking right at your name at this moment. Feel the energy I'm sending you now. Do you feel it? I'm noticing you. And thanks for reaching out. All right. Hi, Body Language Guy. I've been watching this guy named Steve Johnson giving conversation analyst, and he's awesome like you. Thank you. I'm gonna check him out. Steve Johnson conversation. So especially the thing that I have, let me see. I'm gonna test another thing. The thing that I have with the multi-stream is that every name has the same color and the same everything. There's nothing. In fact, that's a good thing about. Let me declean. Let me go back to the clean theme. When I go here in YouTube, I remember that YouTube has yes, just the fact in YouTube that I can see the avatars, it makes a lot of difference, because and there's a great advantage for you. If you have an avatar, it's much easier for me to spot you here. See this. For example, the face of Michelle, and Michelle is another body. It is regular here. And Charissa, also see her face. You can see Julie's face here too. Stacy wants to know what do I think about Britney Spears' case. I think I don't want to I don't like to update too much on Britney's case. I'd like to do more body language videos on other videos of body language analysis and other videos of her case, like the interview with I think it was Diane Sawyer interview. I remember. Let me look here. Yeah, I'd like to analyze that Diane Sawyer interview when Diane made Britney cry, and there's another video of her I'd like to analyze. But just commenting that her father plans to step back from the conservatorship. Okay, go ahead, do it, and once you do it, we'll know it's true. But okay, He's willing to step down. Okay, do it. Just do it. Just go ahead. And the other thing is that I still do not believe that Britney has absolute control of her Instagram. The moment that Britney makes a live on her Instagram, just do a live, 5 minutes, 1 minute, I don't know, whatever you want, then that moment I will believe that she has real access to her Instagram. But I don't know if she hasn't done any lives, right? I don't think she does even stories. Okay, Joanna saying something very important, and I had a video about that. This is something absolutely fascinating about English for me too. How many words for happy, sad, scared, and so on, all based on the reason and scale of this emotion. It's important. One of the most important things is not even when we're learning a second language, but for our mother tongue, for us, for our mother tongue, have enough emotional vocabulary, how to define, how to describe our emotions, how do we feel. Saying just happy or sad or angry is like trying to paint just with the primary colors. We could paint with the primary colors. Mondrian painted only with not every of his paintings, but he was very famous for only using primary colors. But we could be able to recognize much better our own emotions if we have more emotional vocabulary. If we know how to know more words. There's a project here, and I want to share with you. It was in the Paul Ekman Institute. I have a project about emotions, the Atlas of Emotions. I strongly encourage you to visit this. Sorry, I went away. It's not intended. To visit this page, the Atlas of Emotions, and really encourage you. The address is atlasofemotions.org. What is this page about? It helps you understand better how emotions work, how to identify your own emotions, and a real map. I don't know where the map is. At the introduction here. Okay, begin. How does this happen? I want to know what happens next. Awareness. I know there was a beautiful map, but I don't know how to get there. Well, just visit that page and fiddle around. That is very important. Learning to understand, recognize our emotions. It will be really useful. Kirsty Reynolds, yeah, Popcorn Planet. There's a YouTube channel called Popcorn Planet that is dedicated to supporting Britney Spears. I like to support Britney Spears. I have videos on her, but again, I don't want to like walk too far away to the main topic of my channel. If there is a video of Britney that I could analyze, or I could I find interesting, something that she shares on her Instagram that we can guess or not that it's her, it's not her, I'll do it. You know that I will do it right away. Body language guy, can you explain why Meghan Markle raising her left eyebrow when talking about Kate Middleton indicated her emotions towards Kate. I would like to see it. Which one is the? You can write, send me an email to tell which one was that clip. To be sure, it's not like I'm really a long time ago. I'm not used to just saying, "Hey, this gesture means exactly has exactly this meaning." I don't do that. A long time ago, and I was, by the way, commenting that I tried to do some kind of encyclopedia of gestures, and to no avail. It was impossible. So, oh my god. Jesus, what is the latest on Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, and how has she gotten away with it for this long? Uh, there has not been, I believe there has not been a trial on her. The trial wasn't on Johnny, right? He was the one on trial, and then he was on a trial with this UK newspaper about defamation. But I don't think that Amber has been actually uh, uh, sent to trial, or she has been accused. Has Amber Heard been accused or formally accused of something? That's the most important thing. Okay, so far the story has been that Johnny was the abuser and she was the victim. So since all the recordings and all these proofs, I don't remember the word, that have appeared, now we know that he was the one receiving abuse from her. But at the same time, there's not a trial on her yet, I believe, because okay, we know that things were not as the media wanted to portray their relationship, but at the same time, there's not a formal accusation on her. I know that he has said that she just hasn't donated the money that she was said that she was going to donate. It was part of the divorce. Okay, here it says Johnny Depp fails to get Amber Heard's 100 million countersuit tossed. This is a real mess, if you ask me. Doubles down on legal battles on both sides of the Atlantic. My God, I think the last thing you want as a human being is this kind of things. It's a never-ending legal battle that makes your life miserable. I think no one deserves that. I think people really need just to have their own way, and I sometimes feel, I most of the time feel really lucky. Jenny saying that, what is it? OMG under his breath. I seriously don't think that body guy knows how unintentionally, genuinely hilarious he is. What's the problem saying OMG? You want me to say it like Chandler's ex-girlfriend? What was her name again? Oh my God. What's his name again? Do I have to look for it? My God, I have to sleep more. Janice. Of course, I remember. Janice. Oh my God. Hello, Walter. Walter is here. Amber Heard has a baby now via surrogate. I have a feeling it's for positive PR. Elizabeth is currently watching Friends. Yeah, is that series never gets all right. Well, I think I'm going to just give up on two things. First, I have no way of looking at your faces here. I would love to stream to Twitch and Facebook too, but I'm saying that to Facebook pages, it's not gonna be work as I intended. And if it doesn't work, then it is no use to me. And I would like to feature comments. I can't. So I think I will be testing a restream tomorrow or on Wednesday. Yes, because this software is not cutting up. It's not cutting it for me, sadly. It was really promising, but the problem is that I see everyone in the same way, the same logo, and then I need the avatars. I need the avatars. It's more avatars, and that's one thing that Ecamm, the software that I was doing until yesterday, I still can use it, has the avatars up in front. You know that I have some issues when I feature the comments. And still, you see that I feature in my other lives that I feature the comments and they just popped up like gigantic in the screen. I had that problem, but I think I can fix that. But I will be testing Restream.io because I like the aesthetics of how do the streams look in there. I mean, how the streamers interact with their audiences there. Adam Townsend has a good system to feature comments. Let me check him out. Adam Townsend. Because I believe now that I remember, I don't believe that in Restream I've seen the faces. Yes, CL, I'm doing Zoom meetings. I'm doing Zoom meetings. How do I? That's the problem. I want to highlight your comment, but I can't do it here. Tell me, do Zoom meetings. Paid, not paid. I want you to be able to see my face. Yes, I do it. I did a Zoom meeting last week for my YouTube members. The problem is my YouTube members, I cannot. Can you imagine this? I cannot contact my YouTube members directly. I can contact my patrons in Patreon. And if you want to support my channel, if you want to support my videos, I'm going all the way with this. I'm going full time doing videos. I'm going full time doing lives. That's why I'm testing streaming software. If you want to support my channel, please consider becoming a patron on Patreon. If you want to become a member here in YouTube, well, you're most welcome to it. But it will really help me. Do a live Zoom meeting with some fans and live stream it on YouTube. That's another idea that I thought. It would be like a positive or a nice way, like what Kevin Samuels does, but in a positive way, in a cool way, not telling people you're average at best and those kind of things, but having a good conversation with some fans, like making I don't know, like sweepstakes and picking the best fans from the week and having a Zoom with them and doing live stream at the same time. I did that last week and it was private. It was really fun. But the problem is contacting people. That's the problem here. If you, and I have absolutely no problem if you go and contact me directly on my email. Go ahead, send me an email. Just expect a delayed response like 3 or 4 days. I also encourage you and your emails not to answer your emails every day if possible. Try to check your emails at most once a day or once every 2 days. It's gonna be very good for your mental health. If there are work emails and they establish a priority, but a real priority, but it's important that you learn how to disconnect from that, and you'll be much more fresh. I try to test it for 1 week. There is a way to do Zoom and YouTube at the same time, Jesus. Yes, I did it. I plan to do it soon. Well, so I will be testing Restream.io. The next live, I'm gonna pick one topic. I was thinking of picking a topic. Today I was going to talk about this that happened like 1 month ago, or three weeks ago, about the Karen at the Victoria's Secret shop. It was a very light-hearted topic, just to test the software. But the next time I do a live, I'll be using the regular software to not get lost. Sadly, I will not be able to stream to Facebook groups, or maybe if I plug in Restream, I will be able to do that, because I like the way. But I don't know if it could work. But yes, I think that will be done for today. It's a bit late here. I should go to sleep. I was trying to fix my sleep schedule, but talking to you is really, really, really engaging and really, really fun. Dutchy says, Jesus, I think you're a very good body language analyzer. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, it's almost midnight here. Gonna say goodbye for now. We're gonna test another software next time, and I'm really thankful for having you here, sharing this space with me, talking a bit about everything. I said that we were going to have an open chat, and this was an open chat. Let's just chat for whatever comes to mind. And maybe we will be talking about more pop culture and more psychology and even a bit of philosophy next time. Remember that you can find me on Instagram, The Body Language Guy. You can find me on Twitch, The Body Language Guy. If I have some time, I will be playing Minecraft there. Also talking, chatting with you. And yes, I should. Most of us in Europe should go to sleep now. But I'm very thankful for sharing this moment with you, and hope to see you again. I hope that you take care of yourself. And remember, if you can, if you have someone, hug them. Hugging is extremely important for you. You have no idea. So go ahead. You have the opportunity, do it. My beautiful body language buddies, this was an amazing evening, just chatting, testing a software that I already do not like, but you were here and that's enough for me. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Body Language Guy, and until we meet again in another live, another video, or wherever the wind takes us, take care.